Mic's on, yes. There we go. I'm live apparently. That always helps. So now I do the thing of that always helps. Oh, brilliant. That sounds great. I had a friend helping me with the sound. So now I do the thing during the week, which it was hilarious. He was watching me on a different streaming platform in my office and in Facebook Messenger telling me what audio tweaks to do, which was a joy. Here we go. So I'm just loading this up. I have to open the chat window. It's been 3 days, so I've forgotten exactly how to do this. He said tongue very much in cheek. Hope you've had a good weekend. Wow, somebody is messaging me as they right now saying they're watching and the computer says there's nobody watching. This is either a test of technology or just bad for my self-esteem. Excuse me as I open this up. So it is the Late Late Quiz Show. It is Sunday night and it is 10 o'clock. So those three things combine to be the Late Late Quiz Show. I'm Ronan. At least I was the last time I checked. We're going to ask 30 questions. It's going to last 30-ish minutes. Never more than 30 minutes between the answers and everything. I put the questions in the comments as I go, just so if you're tuning in late you can scroll back in the comments, or perhaps you're of limited hearing or whatever, but that's the main thing, is that you're going to hear them. Cheers. This is just water, but it's thirsty work. I'm going to have a jelly bean as well. The camera's good enough. I'm not going to have that many jelly beans. I'm going to have that many jelly beans. It's great to see it. There's a few regulars tuned in. I can see that already. And I think a few new names, even though maybe you're just coming up with fake accounts at this stage so that you can't be linked to doing this quiz so often. I have taken to deleting the videos of these, the playbacks of these after 2 days, because I think there's just enough up. There's enough up on the internet, and let's try to make it more of a moment. That's my theory in here. So let's start. You can write the questions, you can write your answers down on a piece of paper, or just say them to yourself. I'll give you the answers to all of them at the end. You'll be marking it yourself anyway, so really it's kind of up to you to do whatever you want. So question 1, I'm just looking for the title of the song. From what song, first released in 1965, are these lyrics from? All the leaves are brown and the sky is grey. I've been for a walk on a winter's day. All the leaves are brown and the sky is grey. I've been for a walk on a winter's day. Are lines from what song? There's a reason you don't have chewy sweets on air. No, it's got stuck now. It's chewy. Question 2. 5 points up for grabs. 1 point each. Pretty standard. What are the 5 colours of the Olympic rings? What are the 5 colours of the Olympic rings? Oh, better while you're writing that down, I better share the no, I have to close myself. Share now. So hello to any of my friends who are just about to get this. Question 3. In what language does invierno, maybe me doing the accent doesn't help, maybe it does invierno mean winter? Question 4. What is the international dialing code for Germany? What is the dialing code for Germany? God, Jelly Bellies are great. Question 5. In what year did the American Civil War end? In what year did the American Civil War end? Don't worry, I'm not going to have a jelly baby every question. I have nearly got enough self-control. In what year did the American Civil War end? Who famously said, "Be yourself, everyone else is taken"? Be yourself, everyone else is already taken is a famous quote by whom? Hello to the people tuning in. You might be wondering what's changed. The mic is a little bit better, and I've started eating jelly beans. They're great. Question 7. What is the capital of Canada? What is the capital of Canada? Hello, people tuning in non-stop. Welcome to the quiz. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. What is the capital of Canada? Sorry, I posted as myself on my Facebook page, and so the comment came up. What is which captain is the enemy of Peter Pan? Which captain is the enemy of Peter Pan? Question 9. What actor was the star of Wall Street, the film Wall Street? Question 10 is one of my beloved quote questions from a film, but of course I can't do justice to the quote. But anyway, from what 1996 Oscar-winning film is the following quote from? So that was Mrs. Lundegaard on the floor in there, and I guess that our accomplice is in the wood chipper, and those three people in Brainerd, and for what? For a little bit of money. There's more to life than a little money, you know. Don't you know that? And here you are, and it's a beautiful day. Well, I just don't understand it. If anything, me doing the quote is possibly more of a hindrance than a help. But as you can see, they're in the comments as well. So I'm looking for the name of the 1996 Oscar-winning film that quote is from. Question 11. Oh, I did it again. From what song, first released in 2013, are these lyrics from? The snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen, a kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the queen. What film released in 2013 is that from? Question 2. When I say 2, I mean 12. In what year did Shane Lowry win the Irish Open when he was an amateur? In what year did Shane Lowry win the Irish Open when he was an amateur? Question 13 is one of my favourite quiz questions. It's not impossible written, but it's just one of those thinker questions. You go, oh, so which of the 7 colours of the rainbow does not contain the letter E? Which of the 7 colours of the rainbow does not contain the letter E? Now, I recognise some of the names playing. Some of them are people of my vintage, so you might just remember this. In the cartoon series He-Man, who was the Princess of Power? In the cartoon series He-Man, who was the Princess of Power? Who is the current Irish Minister for Communications? This is one portfolio. The current Irish Minister for Communications, Climate Action and the Environment. Who is the current Irish Minister for Communications, Climate Change and the Environment? So let me know in the comments how you're getting on, if you're finding the questions too hard. I suppose you don't really know if they were too hard till you hear the answers. Maybe you guessed well. Question 16. Only once has an All-Ireland football final been played in a city outside Ireland. So not outside Dublin, outside Ireland. Which city was that? Question 17 is Another question about somebody winning something. Did Miss Rosanna Davison win Miss World, Miss Universe, Miss International, or Miss Earth? Did Rosanna Davison win Miss World, Miss Universe, Miss International, or Miss Earth? Question 18. I'm sure some of you have leap cards for Dublin, Cork, wherever. But what is the name of the travel card in London? What is the name of the travel card in London? Question 19. Which English comedian and actor and writer, indeed, swam the English Channel in 2006? Which English comedian and actor swam the English Channel in 2006? Question 20. Which 1980 film is the following quote from? Here's Johnny. Here's Johnny is a quote from which 1980 film? Let me open one thing. Yeah. Which one will we do here? Okay. Question 21. As I said, we're going to have 30 questions, and I'll give you the answers to all of them in the end, rather than doing it in rounds. Or let me know if people would prefer rounds. Maybe you would. From what song, first released in 1944, are these lyrics from? I've got to get home. Oh baby, you'll freeze out there. Say, lend me your coat. It's up to your knees out there. You've really been grand. Thrill when you touch my hand. Why don't you see? How can you do this thing to me? Don't worry, Graham. Worse things happen at sea. Question 22. Oh, I suppose, look, while I have you there, you might notice there's a PayPal and a Patreon running underneath my face there. Look, I'm doing this off my own steam. If you would like to support me with the price of a pint or the price of a cup of coffee or a bag of coffee, any donations you can make would be great. It really does help support me, and it also supports the quiz for kids that I do every weekday morning. Question 2. Where is a keffiyeh generally worn? A keffiyeh or a kafaya generally worn? I just realised I could just be moving this here, and then I'd be looking at the camera and not constantly to the right. Keshtaphia 3. Question 23. What is styophobia the fear of? What is styophobia the fear of? Question 24. This will be a good one. It's kind of hard to write down the specific answer to this, but you can. It's not an exact sentence. You'll get the gist. What is the derivation of the word and sport steeplechase? What inspired the name of steeplechase? What events or places? Question 25. What monument occupies the centre of Trafalgar Square? What monument occupies the centre of Trafalgar Square? Question 26. This time a few years ago, this would be Game of Thrones time, but what is the motto of House Stark in Game of Thrones? In Game of Thrones, what was the motto of House Stark? Now, this is a wrestling question. And when I say wrestling, 1980s and 90s WWF. In the world of professional, and I suppose he did wrestle for some independence, we won't get bogged down in that. In the world of professional wrestling, what was the name of the snake belonging to Jake the Snake Roberts? In the world of professional wrestling, what was the name of the snake belonging to Jake the Snake Roberts? Now, realistically, the snake probably changed a few times, but... Question 28 is a 2-point question, 1 point for each. What were the first names of the two hearts in the television show Heart to Heart? In the television show Heart to Heart, what are the first names of the hearts? Question 29. Who is the main character in the movie Braveheart? Who is the main character in the movie Braveheart? And well, we've done the questions at quite a fast speed. I don't know if that's too much for you. Once again, let me know in the comments. I constantly ask, let me know in the comments if it's too fast. And no one comments that it was too fast. So I think we've just found a community of people who like fast quizzing. No catchphrases, no deviations, no time delays. And I like those kind of people. What 2006 film is the following quote from? Man, how are we going to tell his mama he brought us all the way out here just to kill himself? Man, how are we going to tell his mama he brought us all the way out here just to kill himself? So I'll give you a moment just to go over your answer sheets. A reminder, if you would like to donate or support what I'm up to, that would be great. The PayPal is there, the Patreon is there. No problem if you're not able to, but your support is what keeps this going. I'm on again Thursday night. Sundays and Thursday nights is when I do the late quiz show. There we go. Brilliant. I will give you the answers now. Seems like a fair thing to do. All the leaves are brown and the sky is grey, blah blah blah, is California Dreamin' by the Mamas and the Papas. The Olympic rings are red, yellow, green, blue and black. Red, yellow, green, blue, black. Inferno means winter in Spanish, not inferno, invernio. The dialing code for Germany is, of course, as we all know, +49. 1865 is when the American Civil War ended. Be yourself. Everyone else. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Is Oscar Wilde. The capital of Canada is Ottawa. The captain who's the enemy of Peter Pan is Captain Hook. The star of Wall Street was Michael Douglas. And that long film quote was from Fargo, the Coen Brothers film. The lyrics for question 11, the where they gone? The snow glows white on the mountain tonight, etc., etc., is from Frozen. Even though the song is called Let It Go, apologies, it is called Let It Go as a song. In what year did Shane Lowry win the Irish Open when he was an amateur? 2009. Indigo is the only letter in, is the only colour in the 7 colours of the rainbow that does not contain the letter E. The Princess of Power was She-Ra in the TV show He-Man She-Ra. The current Irish Minister for Communications, Climate Action and the Environment is Richard Bruton. New York in 1947 is the only time the All-Ireland football final has been played in a city outside of Ireland. Rosanna Davidson won Miss World in 2003. The name of the transport card in London is the Oyster card. David Walliams is the English writer, actor, comedian. He's probably best known as a writer these days, isn't he? Who swam the English Channel. And the quote, "Here's Johnny," comes from the film The Shining, which is about a man trapped with his family. I wonder, does that ring any bells? I've got to go home, oh baby you'll freeze out there, blah blah blah, is baby it's cold outside. A keffiyeh or cafe is normally worn around the neck or the face or the head. It would be what many people would call a Palestinian scarf or an Arabic scarf. Styophobia is the fear of food or eating food. Steeplechases were traditionally held, or first held, when you would race from the steeple of one church to race to the steeple of another church in another town. So that was how you measured it. It wasn't a measure of actual distance per se. Nelson's Column is the monument that occupies the centre of Trafalgar Square. House Stark's motto is "Winter is coming." In the world of professional wrestling, the name of Jake the Snake's Roberts Snake was Damien. In Heart to Heart, you might remember the gravelly voice of Max, but it was Jonathan and Jennifer. Jonathan and Jennifer Hart. The main character in the movie Braveheart is William Wallace. And the last question, how are we... Hang on, what did I do there? 1 second. Oh. How are we going to take him all the way out here just to tell his mama he was going to kill himself? He killed himself. It's Happy Feet. I just got that out of context there for a second. But lads, look, that's it. If you enjoyed the quiz, the PayPal's there. Your help would be incredible. And that's about it. I'm on again Thursday night with the Late Quiz Show. My music bingo, look up Ringo Music Bingo. That's my main thing now. I'm doing music bingo gigs on Zoom. You can book me. You can jump in with some that are already on. Keep an eye out. And all my kids' quizzes are on at 10:30 every weekday morning for kids roughly between 6 and 10 years of age. If you know anyone in your house or in your families or whatever neighbourhood who might like it, tune in. It's like this. The questions are obviously a bit easier, but it is not a talk down quiz. So guys, thanks very much. I hope you have a good rest